In today's episode, we have another penny box hunt for you guys. And not only do I get to hunt pennies, but I get to search these awesome vintage old TD boxes. They aren't necessarily all old vintage rolls inside. He did have a bunch of these boxes laying around, and anytime he's been picking up rolls, he throws them into the box. But the first box I did hunt was vintage, and I honestly have no idea what is in this box. I lost my letter opener, but I have another one here. I had to improvise a little bit, but let's see if I can open this thing up gingerly, slice the seal there, and maybe we can take a little look inside and see what kind of rolls we are working with. It looks like we have a whole variety and mix of rolls in here. Not seeing anything crazy on the ender check right now, but these ones are all taped to heck. But we definitely have ourselves a hunt. Hopefully there'll be some good stuff in here. Going to be looking for George the 6th, George the 5th. Any wheat pennies, Indian head cents would be awesome. That's definitely a bucket lister I would love to cross off one day, is to find an Indian head cent. But I'm going to be separating all the copper, all the American pennies as well as I go along. Before I can start tearing into this box, I would really appreciate if you guys would hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more coin roll hunting and coin collecting videos just like this. And without further ado, guys, what do you say we start this hunt off with a bang? Let's hope there's some goodies inside. Hope for the best, but let this hunt begin. Alrighty guys, I'm making some serious progress in this hunt. I'm about 6 rolls down now, and I haven't found anything too exciting yet. I got one 1967 bird cent, so that's pretty cool. I'm making sure to separate all the copper pennies as I go along, just throwing them into this little glass jar here. And then I'm just throwing all the steel pennies back into the box for the gentleman that donated them to me. But I'm tuning you guys in here because it looks like we just got our first decent find here, guys. I was hoping it would be a Georgie that we would stumble across first, but it looks like our first decent find is actually going to be a wheat penny. Let's take a look, see what year it is. A 1956p, so not super old, but I don't believe I have found any of these so far in any of my recent penny hunts, so a pretty cool find. I do love the wheat pennies. Super cool design on there. Very iconic. And you don't find them too often here in Canada. They are pretty darn rare. So a good find for the board. I shall throw this up there along with my 1967. And I shall keep going along, tune you guys back in if and when, hopefully, I find some more good stuff. Alright guys, I just opened up roll number 10, and it looks like we got ourselves another wheat penny here. Let's take a look together, see what the date is on this one. A 1953. Now there is no mint mark on this one right here, but very nice. Our second wheat penny of this box. This is a good sign that hopefully it has not been hunted so far. I'm surprised I've not found any George the 6th, and I haven't even found many 1960s copper Elizabeth pennies yet. I think the oldest one I have found is a 1962, so pretty interesting. But these older wheat pennies, I will take them all day long. I'll throw this on the board with that other bad boy that we found a little bit earlier, and I shall keep going along. Just one roll down, and it looks like we got ourselves a nice old US dime. Let's take a look at the date there. Looks like a 1965 to me. Oh man, that is a bummer. We are off 1 year from silver, but that is all right because we do have ourselves a nice 9-cent profit. When I first saw this, I thought it might be silver too. Man, that is a bummer when you get so close, but what are you going to do? It's all good. I'll throw this up with my other finds. Keep her going. Just a few pennies down in that same roll, and it looks like we got yet another wheatie here, guys. Let's take a look. 1956. Let's try and get a little closer. Looks like a 1956D. So I think that's a 56P and 56D I found so far in this hunt. That's awesome to get both the mint marks. I'm going to look in my book before the end of this hunt, check up and see if any of these are key dates and if any of them have any decent mintages. A lot of the time, these pennies are minted in the hundreds of millions, if not sometimes billions. So it is very hard to find key dates, especially here in Canada, but I will always take these nice old wheat pennies, throw it up with the other two I got up there, and keep going along. All right, I'm about a third of the way through this penny box, and I'm starting to find quite a few more of the early date young heads, 1960 to 1964. I'm just stacking them all up right there. I believe 65 and 62 have some varieties you can check for, but when they're in this kind of condition, they're not really worth all that much money, so I'm not really gunning for those kind of varieties and errors all that much. Now, that being said, we did just find our first nice old young head of this hunt. I was starting to get a little worried, wondering if one of these might make an appearance, but it looks like we got a nice 1957 Queen Elizabeth young head penny. So I don't think this is a key date. It is very, very rare that you will find Canadian pennies that will be worth much more than their copper value unless they are in really good condition or unless they are an exceptional key date, for which there are not many. But I really like finding these old Canadian coins. I think it is awesome. I would rather keep them than have them sitting around in some big old copper hoard or something like that. So nice little find to add to the board. Our first oldie Canadian. Let's hope maybe there's some Georgies lying up ahead. All right, I'm just a couple rolls down from that last find, and I'm tuning you guys in here because I think we might actually have a couple good finds. First, I want to show you this 1989. When I took a look at it, it may have just a scratch on it. It's hard to see, but this scratch kind of runs all the way from the stem of the maple leaf all the way across. So I actually threw this under my scope here. I'll see if I can give you guys an idea of what I am talking about. And I wanted to show you guys that right there. Now, I am definitely not an expert in terms of air coins, but if you look at the way that this appears, it looks like it is raised to me. And usually when you're looking for things like die cracks, you want it to be raised. So the way that it runs across the letters there, it doesn't really dig into them. It looks like it's going over top of them. And also the way that it emanates from the bottom of the stem right there, the way that that appears, I'm going to say that this is a die crack. Now, I messaged my expert. I'm hoping that he'll message me back before the end of this hunt so I can confirm if it is or not. But if you guys want to let me know what you think down in the comments, I would definitely appreciate your opinions. But I'm definitely going to hold on to this nonetheless. But the reason I'm actually tuning you guys in here is we actually got our first George VI of this hunt. Now, I already know what the date is. It's in 1942. So we got ourselves a nice World War II Georgie, our first one of this hunt, which is a great sign. We found all sorts of good stuff. Wheat pennies, Georgies, a 57 Elizabeth. This is a great find right here. A good sign of hopefully what is to come. But also, guys, I saw this up ahead as well. This was a little bit bigger and poking out. So I thought I would take a quick look at this as well. Guyana, 1996. Wow, this is a cool coin, guys. Sugar cane, $5. I have no idea how this translates in terms of the exchange rate, but that is a really cool design on there. I have never seen anything like this before. Very cool. Our first foreign find of this hunt. I'm going to throw this up on the board and keep going, guys. Hopefully there's some more goodies lying up ahead. Well, I think I'm about one roll down, and looks like we got our second George VI. A 1952, the last year for the George VI penny. Awesome. So we have a 1942 and a 1952. Let's see if we can fill in some of the dates in between there, but awesome. Our second George VI. Hopefully there's a few more of these. It'd be awesome to find a George V penny. I have found a few in coin rolls that were donated to me and mailed to me by some of my other fellow compatriots in the Canadian coin roll hunting community, but never have I found a George V from wild rolls. So that's a bucket lister that I'm still looking to scratch off my list. I'll take these George VI all day long, though. Hopefully, maybe one day I can find his dad, but until then, I'll keep going and tune you guys in if I find anything else. All right, guys, I'm pretty much at the halfway mark. I finished all of those rolls that were all taped. They were all on this side, and there was some pretty good stuff in there. I don't know if these rolls are going to have anything else in there. I've searched one or two of them so far, and we did find the one Georgie in there. But I'm tuning you guys in here because it looks like we got another foreign coin. Now, when I first saw the tone on there, I got super excited. But let's see. Hong Kong 1983. I can tell from the obverse that it probably isn't going to be silver because of the year already when I saw it. But 1983, I'm guessing this is probably cupro nickel, but I have not found one of these so far in any of my hunts. A Hong Kong 10 cents. That is really cool. And it has Queen Elizabeth, so obviously it must have still been under the rule of the British monarchy at that point. Very cool foreign coin. I think this is the second one I found so far in this hunt, which is awesome. I've done quite a few penny hunts over the last couple weeks, and I haven't really found many foreign coins, and sometimes you can find some really cool ones in the penny boxes. So this is definitely one of those. I'm going to add it up to the board, and let's see what else we can get, guys. Well, just a couple rolls down, it looks like we got our third Georgie. Let's take a look together, flip her over, and see what the date is going to be. 1946, so 1 year post World War II. I think this one is one of the higher mintage years. I actually just took a look in my book a couple of minutes ago. The 1 year that you're going to be looking for in terms of lower grade circulation strikes is 1937, is one of the lower mintage years. Most of the 40s years are extremely high mintage. I believe 46 is minted somewhere around 50 million. So lots of these were made, but still a nice George VI to throw up on the board. Let's keep her going. Looks like we just got our third foreign coin of this hunt. Now I have stumbled across these in my travels. A 2 cent. Very cool. I don't know if I've ever found one of these designs before. What is that date on there? 2005. Very cool. I hope these are made out of copper. At least it looks like it is made out of copper. I'm sure they were at some point, but very cool. Not surprising that these can slip into the Canadian penny rolls. They're very similar size, color. Could be similar in composition as well, but I always like finding these cool foreign coins. This one isn't necessarily old, but it is from about halfway across the globe, so I'll throw this with the other two that I found so far and keep this going along. Just a little bit farther in that same roll, we just found ourselves another nice old young head. This one is 1955, so going back a little farther, I think the other one we found was a 57, so a few more, we might be able to get a nice little date run here, but very cool. I'll throw this up with that 57 young head. It looks like this is the roll that keeps on giving. I believe this is another 2 cent from the design. Yes, 2 cent. But this one is definitely different than the other one that we found. It doesn't have the same design on it. And not just that, but it seems to have some sort of weird, that's not reading, but it's like an indent or like a dimple around the edge. And I've never seen this before in my travels. I actually tried to break it apart to see if it was like a magic coin or something, but 2 cents in the same roll, pretty cool. I will definitely take them. I don't know how they transfer in terms of the exchange rate, but hopefully it's a profit at least. But I'll throw this with the other 2 center and I'll keep her going. Well, just one roll down and it looks like we got ourselves yet another wheat penny. And this one is a 1957. So this is the last year for the wheat penny before they switched to the memorial design is what I believe it's called. I also found a 1959 Memorial Lincoln pennies, so we might be able to get a really nice date run here of wheat pennies if we keep finding them at this rate. But I'll take these 50s Lincoln cents all day long. I think this is the third or fourth one we found so far just in this hunt. So we have quite a few rolls left to go. Let's hope there's some more goodies lying within, but only one way to find out. So let's keep going along. All right, I'm bringing you guys in because, man, did we just get a good roll. I already pulled these out of the roll and didn't even figure tuning you guys in for them because I'm pulling out so many of them now, but we already got a 57 and 58 young head in this roll. And then look what I just found up ahead, a 56, guys. So I think we have a complete date run right now, 56, 57, 58. And I think we also, where is it? Right there, we found that 55 earlier. So we already have a pretty nice date run of young head pennies here. If we can get any of the earlier years before this, it'll just make it a sweet little cherry on top. But it is very rare that you'll find so many of these oldie young heads in the same roll unless it's a collection dump. So pretty awesome. I'll throw this with the other two over there. I'll throw them up on the board and let's see what else we can get. All right, this hunt has slowed down quite a bit. I only have about 10 rolls left to go, and I haven't really found much in the last 10 or so rolls that I've looked through. A lot more modern pennies in there. The first half of the box was almost all copper with just a few 1996 to 2002 pennies in there. Oh, there's some rolls dropping. But I have 10 rolls left to go, and I wasn't holding out much hope, but I did just find another wheat penny here. Let's take a look and see what we got. A 1951D. So I think this is one of the oldest wheat pennies we found so far. Pretty sweet. I don't know if we're going to get any date runs anymore or anything like that. But I'll still take it. I'll throw it with the others. And let's finish this hunt off. I'll tune you guys in if we find anything else. If not, I'll wrap it up. Just one roll down. Looks like we got another Georgie. Let's take a look, flip it over, see what we got together. Come on, 37. 41, of course. 41, 40, and 42 are like the most common years for pennies, and a lot of the George 6 years. You're going to find those more than a lot of the early years, especially 38 and 48. Those are the key dates usually, but I'll take it. It'll go along nicely with the 42 we found. Let's finish this hunt off. Guys, I don't even know what to say right now. I am in shock. I can't believe what I just stumbled upon here. I am literally shaking. This is incredible. My Lord. I think we have our first ever Indian head scent in a penny hunt here, guys. Oh my God. I just want you to see how many American pennies I'm finding in these rolls. I've actually found a few that have been entirely American, but they've mostly been memorial pennies. And I did not expect to find this. I thought maybe we'd get lucky and get a George V, but oh my God, I can't believe this. I thought I would flip it over and we could take a look at the date together and see how old this bad boy is going to be. Let's hope for something pre-1800s. 1908. Oh my Lord. This penny is over 100 years old. It is like 112 years old, I think, or 114. Sorry if I'm very bad at math there, and I just can't really do math at this moment. Oh my God, guys. This condition on this too is nice. Very nice. Oh, I'm sorry if you're cringing watching me handle this, but this is a moment that I've been waiting for a long time. I haven't really found too many of the older coins. The George V is the oldest I have found up to this point. This is going to be the oldest coin so far in my career, guys. What an epic, epic hunt. Oh my, I have no words. I almost have no words. I'm almost speechless. God, yes. All right, I'm going to throw this up. I'm going to finish this hunt off. I doubt there's going to be anything else like this lying up ahead. If there is anything else really good, I'll tune you in. But if I find any other young heads or anything else, I'll probably just wrap the hunt up at the end. Oh my, guys. All right, apparently the finds are not over in this hunt. I didn't think that things could get any better than they were already. And then we just found this right here, a 2009 D. This must be pretty rare because I have found a few 2009 pennies in the past, and none of them had this design on the back. It had a different design on the reverse. So this might actually be a pretty good find. I'm going to look it up, and if it is extremely low mintage, I'll let you guys know at the end. But regardless, I'm pretty sure it's a good key date. It's not in the best condition, but maybe a good album filler one day. Man, what a hunt, guys. I cannot believe this. This has got to be one of the best hunts of my coin roll hunting career so far. But let's finish this off. I just wanted to give you guys a quick idea of how many American pennies I am finding as I am going through in some of these rolls. Look at this. What is this, a steel cent? It's just a memorial. That is crazy. It's almost like there's more American pennies than Canadian pennies in some of these rolls. It's no wonder I found so many Wheaties and that epic, epic Indian head. But let's see if I can polish it off with a few more decent little finds here. But, geez, a whole lot of American. Oh! Whoa! I almost missed that, guys. I almost missed that. Do you guys see that up ahead right there? No. No. I almost just panned and tuned out right there. Let's get up ahead and look at this. No way. No way. I want to make sure I'm not missing any Wheaties here. No. Oh man, this is no. This can't be legit. I'm gonna have to send this to my buddy right away. I'm dropping pennies here left and right. I'm gonna send a picture of this to my buddy right away and see if this is a clipped planchette, guys. Oh my God, if this is a clipped planchette, I have almost no words for the kind of hunt that this is right now. This, I almost missed that, but this could very well just be a vice job or something. I'm definitely not an expert in errors and varieties like this. I almost missed that on the edge check. I don't know if you guys caught that before I did. If you did, extra points for you. But 1980, I'm going to send this to my expert, ask him if we got ourselves a clip planchette. If not, I'm still going to hold on to it anyways as an example for what not to look for. But I'll tune you guys in at the end of the hunt if I can find out any info. Oh my God. Well, guys, this is the last roll right here, and it looks like we got one more George VI to polish this hunt off on a high note. So let's flip her over together and see what we got. Hope for that 37. Oh, and it looks like we got a 47. The 47 has a few varieties, I believe, for the pennies. I think it gravitates around the 7, maybe being a pointed or blunt 7, also having a maple leaf or no maple leaf. So I'm going to look it up in the book, and then I'll throw this under the scope at the end of the hunt, and we shall see which of the different varieties we have. But 1947 is a pretty decent year to find for most of the different denominations. I like it because it holds a good history in Canadian coins. So I'll put this with the other Georgies. I'll finish this roll up, and then we will get to this massive wrap up, because this has been probably the most epic hunt of my coin roll hunting career. We haven't found any silver or anything like that, but with all the errors and amazing stuff we found, we've made quite a bit of profit in this hunt, and there's a lot of good stuff for me to show you guys. So I'm going to finish this up and then wrap this hunt off. Alrighty guys, I've concluded this hunt. Before I start wrapping up all of these epic finds in which I do not have nearly enough room on my board, I would really appreciate if you guys would hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more coin collecting and coin roll hunting content just like this. Then what do you say we start showing you some of the amazing goodies we managed to score today. So these are all of the 1960s young heads I managed to keep. You can see that we scored a lot more 1964s than the rest. They seem to be the most common year. We got 2 piles of about 10 of those, and the rest we have just a couple of each. We found about 3 or 4 1967 bird cents. They are looking pretty darn beat up as well. Sometimes you'll find them in decent shape, but not today, I guess. And we found that one U.S. Roosevelt dime, 1965, 1 year off from silver, unfortunately. But that's all right because it's a 9-cent profit, so we will take it. We did find one 1996 British penny. I didn't tune you guys in for that one. We found ourselves one 1996, what is this, Guyana. I think this is $5 is the denomination. We got the Hong Kong 10 cents, 1981. Not too sure the composition on there, but it looks a little interesting, a little yellowy compared to some of the other metals we're used to seeing. And look at this, guys. We got 3 2-euro coins. We got one 2002, one 2004, and one, I think this is what, 2008 right there. So 3 in total. You can see all the different designs on there. I didn't realize that they had so many different designs for all of the euro coins, but that is definitely pretty cool. And then check out this date run we got of Canadian pennies, 1955, 56, 57, 58. And then look at the date run we got of George VI. We got a 52, a 47 maple leaf. I am going to check that under the scope before we sign out here today and see which variation we have. A 46, a 42, and a 41. So man, we really cleaned up on the George VI's today, and we also got some nice young heads as well. We got 3 57s and 2 56s. They're just sitting there in the piles. So a nice little date run of young heads. We also got quite a few very nice wheat pennies, and we also got this 2009 American penny. Now I did look it up in the book, and it turns out there are 3 different designs for 2009, and they are all minted somewhere around 300 million. So I don't know if they consider that to be a key date, but I guess these are a little harder to find than some of the other years and dates. So I guess it is a good one to hold on to. But we also got quite the run of wheat pennies here. The oldest one we got is, sorry, I guess the newest one we got is a 1959. So this is actually a memorial penny, but I'll still hold on to that. And then after that, we got a 1957 plain date. We got a 1956P, a 1956D, a 1953 plain date, and a 1951. What is the date on this? Because I can't really see. A 1951D. This one's almost a woody. It has almost that grainy woody tone going on to it. But I would have been happy with all of this stuff, guys. But then we found this right here. We got ourselves an Indian head cent in this hunt. And of all the hunts to get it, it is in this super epic hunt where I find all these air coins and wheat pennies and George the Sixes. But that is all good. You know, you can't really complain when these epic coins drop into your lap. It would have been nice to spread these finds out a little bit, but I'm glad I can finally scratch this one off of the bucket list. I don't think I'm ever going to find a flying eagle cent in circulation. So, I mean, this is pretty much it for for hunting pennies for me. I can find George V Canadian pennies. Maybe one day I'll find a cool foreign coin, but there's not too much else to really look for in terms of the old stuff. If you're ever going to find an eagle cent, it's probably going to be in the US, but these Indian head cents are super cool. They're very historic, very iconic, and I definitely appreciate having it in my collection. And then I just wanted to show you guys this before I fire up the scope. We got ourselves a 1980 clipped planchet. Now, it could be in better shape, but it also could be in worse shape. It still has a little bit of luster left on there. Now, I did actually send this picture to my coin guy, and he confirmed that it is indeed a clip planchet. They are not extremely rare in the 1980 years. They're a little more common throughout the 1980s, as most of the errors are. So it is worth just a couple bucks, probably anywhere between $3 and $5, maybe a little more, a little less, give or take. But that's definitely a huge profit for the 1 cent investment. So just let me fire up the scope, and we can take a look at some of these air coins that we found today. Now, this one particularly, I sent a picture to my buddy, and he said he thinks it is a struck through air. So whether it is struck through wire, whether it's struck through hair, I'm not sure. I'm not the expert on that, but I could tell when I saw it that it did not look right. You can see when that line is raised up above the field and above the lettering that it is definitely not a scratch, not post-mint damage. At least I could tell that. So this is a pretty cool penny to find. I would have been happy, honestly, just to find these air coins. All this other stuff is just a good, you can see right there, super pronounced. So I don't know what exactly would have gotten struck through, but very, very cool. And we should definitely also throw this 1947 under the scope and just take a look at the 7. Now, this is one that's going to be a little trickier for me to detect because I haven't looked at a lot of examples of the blunt or sharp 7 in hand. So I don't really know what to look for, but let's throw it under the scope and we shall see what we can see. So to me, that looks pretty pointy at the bottom tip right there, but if anyone out there is experienced in hunting Canadian pennies and you know which variation this is and you want to let me know in the comments, I would appreciate that very, very much. Other than that, guys, this has been an epic hunt of super epic proportions. It has been quite the undertaking to search all of these rolls and find all of these coins, but man, I am very glad that I can add them all to my collection. They will all be loved and appreciated. If you want to let me know what your favorite find is down in the comments, I would love to know. Mine is probably going to be this clipped planchet because I've been looking for one of these for so long. I've searched millions of coins and have still not found one to this day. It's not in the worst shape either. And then second is obviously going to be that Indian head cent. But I just think this is so unique and rare. You don't see them very often. I think it's funny the way I found it. I almost missed it when I was searching through that roll. So other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, everybody, peace out and have a good one, y'all.